Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today on our show, we actually have a very exciting person. His name is Christopher Conley, and he is a unique expression of music. He is a person that has a strong desire to express himself with a musical talent, and especially in the area of guitar. And what I've found is recently you actually attended a very special course, and you completed this is a certificate you have here. I'll show the certificate to the camera. You completed what's called the Berklee College of Music. Is an online program in a class that was a special class by a famous person by the name of Steve Vai. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about what made you pursue this particular music goal.
Well, it stems from actually my teenage years. See, when I was a teenager, I wanted to go to Berklee College of Music because they were graduating a lot of people in this type of style of guitar playing. And Steve Vai actually attended the college for 2 years in Boston before joining Frank Zappa's band. My father, on the other hand, was like, we bought Florida prepaid, this is what we have budgeted, and you're going to a Florida school. But there was something in my heart that always wanted to attend this school because Steve Vai went there. And this style of player went to this college and graduated and usually went on to doing a musical profession. So this is what actually started the actual journey of getting this. Years later, after years of studying, I never attended Berklee because tuition is like 30 grand a year. And I'm almost like, as an adult, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna get hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of student loan debt, make me a surgeon. So in that case, on the other hand, what ended up happening, thankfully to the miracle of the internet, Steve Vai teamed up with Berklee, and he created a course with them and provided a Steve Vai guitar course. And since I could not go to Boston and pursue this, even though deep down in my heart I always knew I wanted to and always knew I would, it actually came to me via modern technology, and I was able to pursue a dream via comfort of my own home.
Excellent. Well, way to persevere. I mean, that's huge. Tell me something. Steve Vai, I'm not familiar with that name. And I know Berklee is a very famous college, especially in the area of music. And to choose a special person, why Steve Vai? I mean, I know obviously Mozart's dead, so you can't choose him. But Steve Vai, why would they choose him to direct this course?
Well, Steve Vai, he attended the school. He's one of the most, he didn't graduate, but he was one of the most prolific players to actually in the modern era to go off and perform. He was with Frank Zappa. He later joined David Lee Roth's band when David Lee Roth was leaving Van Halen. Then he was in Whitesnake, and then he did his own thing. But he's always consistently improved musically. He's always taken it upon himself to improve and push the instrument to new bounds. He's always also managed to do things like film scoring, his own solo work. He's been his own personal individual icon in this sort of world. So with that said, he's always managed to take this to the next level, especially in these days where a lot of guitar players just are reluctant to learn anything more than a couple of chords.
Excellent. Well, sounds like a unique individual. And recently you had a chance to actually meet him. Tell the audience what that was like.
Well, yes. Steve Vai was at a place called the Buddha Lounge in Fort Myers, close to College Parkway in McGregor. His best friend actually lives in town, and apparently, I guess he may have a second home here, so I hear. Well, this guy was building a top secret guitar for him over the last year.
Wow.
Steve Vai has a guitar known as the Ibanez Gem, which is named after the guitar maker, Joe Gem DiNapoli, or something like that. And what ended up happening is that they created the first one in like 1987. And it became the most selling signature model guitar there is actually out on the market, and has the longest endorsement deal with the singular guitar. So he teamed up with them again, created a guitar called the Access, and he wanted a place to test it out. So Joe Gem knew these guys, a band called Model Citizen. They played and performed with him at the Buddha Lounge, and he got to test it out with them to perform 3 songs. And it was a great night, and he was there to shake hands, talk to people, interact with them. And he signed my certificate here.
Nice.
So not only did I get to meet him, I got him to sign my certificate in the actual studies and talk to him for a little while. And then we celebrated Joe Gem's birthday. And
That's
it was
amazing.
just
Yeah.
a great night.
That's an amazing story. Not only did you take the course online, but you actually got to meet the real Steve Vai.
Yes.
And he signed your certificate.
Well,
Excellent.
I did meet him in 1997 after
Okay.
the first G3 tour in Buffalo years ago. He didn't remember me. I can't imagine why. But it was still great just to meet him years later again.
Yes.
So,
Now tell us a little bit, what does it take to actually get this type of certificate? What type of dedication, what's involved if somebody's interested in pursuing that?
I know Berkeley requires a lot of music theory courses. I have an AA degree in music theory and classical guitar performance. I also have an AS degree in music production. I had that great foundation laid, and then they just had me take 3 courses. I had to take jazz chords, I had to take a course in rock guitar soloing, and then I had to take the Steve Vai guitar philosophy course. And I managed to get an A in all 3 of them.
Excellent.
And the first try at that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, now tell us, if you were to give advice to anybody out there in the audience, if they had a music goal, what would you suggest for them to do?
I would say this, focus on the style and the genre you want to play. I would also say passion and drive will go far. You got to be passionate about what you're pursuing, and you've got to have that to ignite you to move forward into your goals, into what you want to desire and manifest in
Yep.
these types of dreams. Focus is very important.
Mhm.
I mean, Steve Vai talks about that a great deal. He talks about that a lot of times. A single tour will start off with a matter of a few notes, and he's got to focus on what he's going to do and what he wants to set in motion. I asked him how long did it take him to implement this course. He said a day and a half, but he knew in his mind what he wanted to do ahead of time.
Excellent,
So I would say focus with passion on your dreams and manifestation.
excellent. Well, coming up on a commercial break, we're going to let you go. It was very nice meeting you, Chris Conley, and learning a little bit about the Berklee College of Music, what it takes to be able to achieve a monumental goal like this, and actually meet your music idol at the same time, Steve Vai. So thank you very much for your
Thank you,
time
Ron.
today.